You know that feeling when you hear a beautiful Quran recitation and you just wish, I want to sound like that? It's a goal for so many of us. But let's be real. The journey to get there can feel, well, super overwhelming with all its complex rules. In this explainer, we're going to unpack a method that promises to make that whole journey a lot simpler and really transform your connection with the Quran.
All right, so let's get right into it. Where does this struggle even start? For most people, it's the second they open a book on Tajweed, the science of Quranic recitation, and are just hit with a wall of rules.
Does this look a little familiar? That feeling when you start a class and suddenly you're staring at these dense diagrams and terms that honestly feel like a totally different language? If you're nodding along, you should know that's a super common place to start.
And I really want to pause on this for a second. That feeling of being totally lost in the details, it's not a personal failure, not at all. It's practically a rite of passage for so many people trying to learn. The complexity is real, and you're for sure not the only one feeling it.
So let's break down why it feels so tough. It's kind of like a perfect storm, right? First, you've got the rules themselves, which are pretty complex. Then, they're often taught in these rigid, one-size-fits-all classes. And we're all trying to cram this into our already crazy busy schedules, all while trying to find a teacher who actually gets how we learn. It's really no wonder so many of us just give up.
Okay, but after laying all that out, you have to ask, does it really have to be this hard? What if the whole approach is the problem, not the student? Let's take a look at a solution that's designed to completely reframe how we learn this.
And this slide just lays it all out so perfectly. On the left, you've got that tangled, time-sucking path a lot of us have been down. But look at the right. It's a total shift in thinking, learning that's simplified, accessible whenever you are, and made to fit you, not the other way around.
This whole new way of thinking is really brought to life in programs like one called Tajweed Made Easy. It was basically built from scratch to slice through all that complexity and give you a straight, clear path to a beautiful recitation.
So how in the world does it do that? How do you take something that's always been so complex and actually make it simple? Okay, let's dive into the nuts and bolts of it.
It all starts with the absolute foundation, makharij. The best way to think about it is like a blueprint or a GPS for your mouth. It shows you the exact point of contact for your tongue, your lips, your throat, for every single letter. You get this right, and I'm telling you, everything else just starts to fall into place.
And this is the game changer right here. Instead of just trying to imagine where your tongue is supposed to go based on some confusing diagram, this approach actually uses real tangible tools, like a physical model of a mouth, to just show you. And suddenly, it's not a mystery anymore. All the guesswork is gone. It's just clarity and precision you can actually see and feel.
The whole learning path just makes so much sense. First, you master where to make the sound. That's makharij. Then, you learn how to make the sound, its specific characteristics, or sifat. This is so key because it explains why two letters from the same spot can sound totally different. And only after you've got that down do you move on to perfecting the length and flow of the sounds, which is al-madud.
And hey, this isn't some weekend crash course that leaves you more confused. The whole journey is carefully spread out across 13 separate modules. That structure is there to make sure you build a really solid foundation on each concept before you move on, so you never feel rushed or left behind.
The whole experience is just built for how our brains actually learn today. You don't just sit there and watch. You get involved with interactive exercises that really lock in the knowledge. Any complex idea is cleared up with simple visuals, and every explanation is designed to just cut right through the confusing jargon. And to make sure you have absolutely everything you need, the course is also packed with 4 exclusive support tools. Think of them as bonuses to help you all along the way.
So, what happens when you put all of this together? The simple approach, the practical tools, and that structured path. Well, you get to the ultimate goal, right? A beautiful recitation that you can feel genuinely proud of. And this, right here, is what it's all about. This is the core promise. It's not about just memorizing rules for the sake of it. The real goal is to empower you, to give you the skills and the real understanding to recite the words of the Quran with both beauty and a deep, unshakable confidence. So, for anyone who's ever felt stuck, just waiting for the right way to learn, this really is a new opportunity. It's a chance to finally get past all that frustration and start that real transformation in your recitation. And that really brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. It's not just about how your voice will sound. It's about something way deeper. Once you remove that barrier, that technical difficulty,
How will your relationship, your personal connection with the Quran itself, transform? Now that is a powerful thought to end on.